I was pretty well pleased, especially after we got first downs and we got the ball rolling and our guys lined up quick, and I thought they did a solid job.
Gus, how much did it help when the game's tied at half and it hadn't gone great, that you got all these guys that had been there and done that so many times?
It was very comforting to go in the locker room and see the way our guys were ready to respond. There wasn't any panic. They'd been there before. They'd experienced that feeling before. And the great thing is our coaching staff had experienced that numerous times last year. And so they just listened up. The coaches made some adjustments. They went out there and executed and really raised their level, because the first game there's a lot of feeling out time, about, hey, what's the new schemes they're trying to throw at us and all that, need to make adjustments. And our guys settled down and played a very good half of football, after halftime.
You guys have been very comfortable with Jeremy in practice and even last season, but when he performs at that level in that setting, does that mean you may have a bigger role even than you would initially plan?
Well, first of all, we knew pretty much that confirmed what we thought about Jeremy. We've been saying for a long time that he's a very talented quarterback. It was good to see him go out there and perform like that, and we were very impressed as a coaching staff. We said he'd have a role even before that game, and he will. And each week it could possibly be a little different.
You talked about Corey Grant's run, and particularly that last touchdown up the middle.
Yeah. Corey is, last year he was mainly primarily outside. Now he's really doing a solid job with his inside running. He'll get more and more comfortable as the season goes on. What I liked about Corey is he finished runs. I mean, he was looking to get his pads low and looking to finish and run people over. And so that was, and it was him and Cameron Arspain both. I mean, that was the thing from a running back standpoint that I was proud of.
You continue that approach with putting Cameron out there first and then mixing Corey in as you did last year?
Yeah, we'll just see. Each game could be different. Like I said, we feel very good about both of them. I know Cameron had a very good first game, but we feel very good about Corey too.
Do you feel like that one week to another it might be Corey that has 26 carries and
it could be. I mean, we're open, we're going into this thing each week, like we said, 1-1-8, and so we feel good about both of them.
Gus, how much has Corey improved from a strength standpoint?
Corey's always been a strong guy in the weight room. I mean, he's physically strong, and I think he is getting, anytime you run the ball downhill in spring and everything that goes with that, he's getting more comfortable and finishing runs. But he's a very strong young man, and he's getting his pads down low and, not doing a lot of dancing in between the tackles and just hitting it. And so that's made a big difference.
Yes, could you talk about Melvin Ray and the impact he's had?
Melvin Ray, I was real happy for him Saturday because he has been probably the most consistent receiver that we've had in fall camp, leading up to the game, just wanting to practice extremely hard, doing all the little things right in practice, and he was rewarded with a very good game. He's a guy that, he's a veteran guy. He understands defenses. He's a good blocker, and he made 2 big impact plays to help us win that game.
Seems like Cameron Arspain runs with more of a chip on his shoulder, wanting to prove that he can do it all. You see that? You see the little fire?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. He really he does have that attitude. He lost a little bit of weight. I think he's a little quicker and a little faster than he was last year, but he's had a good fall camp too, and it was good to see him, be successful, and I think that'll help him, with his confidence, moving forward.
Let's talk about the pass rush. I mean, Ellis talked about that's kind of still one of the concern areas.
Sure.
What did you see out of that in the first game?
Yeah, we definitely need to get better at pass rush, and if you think back to this time last year, it was real similar, and we got better each week, and so that's what we'll work really hard to do.
Gus, got to ask you about the ball boy running almost as fast as Melvin Ray down that sideline. What did you think about that?
Yeah, he's that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I didn't know he could run that way. I mean, we do have our ball boys fly around during practice, spotting the ball and all that, but that's the first time I really got a chance to see him, turn it loose.
What's he trying to accomplish there? Make sure the ball's with the line of scrimmage immediately? Is that the basic goal there?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Gus, Ellis talked about some breakdowns kind of in the secondary was part of the issues, tight ends and just miscommunication. that was obviously an issue last year, big games, passing games for opponents. You're going up against a really strong passing team
Yeah.
now. What do you have to do to shore that up?
Yeah, there's no doubt. We are going against a very good passing team. They were very good last year. Their new quarterback, he looks very good with a very strong arm. The receivers catch the ball, they attack the ball. So that is going to be a challenge this week. There's no doubt. We had a little trouble lining up early. They had some new wrinkles. They were busting out of the huddle real quick, doing some things, and then our guys settled down in the second half. Once that we kind of figured out what their plan was and different things like that.
How was the communication on the left side of the line Saturday?
I thought the communication was good. Anytime, even if you got veteran guys, if you move, like Chad Slade moved from right to left, or just the opposite, and then Avery, you moved from right tackle to right guard right there, there's going to be some growing things that you have to go through with communication. And each game, as long as we stay healthy, I feel like we'll get better and better. You can do so much in practice, but in games, you don't know what you're going to get. And so guys have to make adjustments. But I think overall for the first game, working beside new people, I felt pretty good overall. And the great thing is that they want to get better, and they have that attitude. So, if they stay healthy, they'll have a chance to be a really good line.
Gus, in this kind of game, we try to stretch and do things differently, with all due respect to San Jose State, but do things differently offensively and defensively to see what you have or what you might have?
No, we're going to do exactly what we feel like gives us the best chance of winning. I mean, we're approaching this game just like it was last week. I mean, it's we got to figure out a way to get better each week, each practice, each week. We're going to do what we do. We got to get better, and that's the way we're approaching it. There won't be anything that changes or not play these guys as much. No, we're going at this thing, and we're going to try to get better from week 1 to week 2.
How much on the defensive line are y'all still kind of experimenting the right X inside, outside?
Well, Coach G rotates guys just like he did last year, trying to, keep guys fresh and all that. So we'll do the same thing, and, as the season gets going, you could see a little different things just like we did last year, but, we'll still rotate guys to keep them fresh.
Duke had one of the most prolific days for wide receiver here in quite some time. When it is only one game, but how high is the ceiling for him? Do you see? I mean, is the potential limitless for him as far as what he can reach and how far he can go?
Well, he's very talented, and we saw that in the spring. We saw that in fall camp. I was happy for him that he was able to transition his success in practice to the field. It's like anything else. The more comfortable that he feels in our offense, that's the first time he's really got out there in a full-fledged game and everything that goes with that. So I really believe he'll get more comfortable as he goes. But he definitely had an outstanding game.
Is there a guy he reminds you of, just that big body that's able to work in that inside role in your offense?
Not. He's a little bit different probably than we've had in the past. I've had speed guys or big guys and all that, but he's probably a little bit different.
Talk about Quan Bray there in the Wildcat. We saw one snap. What led you to put him back there? Is it speed? Is looseness?
Well, Quan played some quarterback in high school. When he was a true freshman, when I was here before as a coordinator, he worked a lot in the Wildcat, and I trust him with the ball. He can do a lot of different things, and I think everybody saw in his punt returns. I mean, he really did a solid job with that. So he's a guy that we trust. He's a senior. He gives us a lot of versatility.
Stats of McEnroe Alexander for the rest of the season.
What's that?
Stats of McEnroe Alexander.
Yeah, he's practicing, and just like everybody else, and we'll see what happens. Everybody's got to earn their way on the field.
Gus, I know you mentioned every week that you kind of change the game plan depending on how the defense is playing you, but considering Nick only threw 6 passes, do you kind of feel like you're going to let him kind of air it out a little bit more just to kind of see what he can do?
Yeah, like I said all offseason, our goal is to be more balanced, and it just so happened that we were successful doing a few things. And so, as a coach, you just keep doing it. If something's working, you keep doing it, just like Jeremy throwing the ball. But I will say this, Nick, we have a lot of confidence in Nick throwing the ball, and I really feel like he'll be very successful this year. And I'm going to say the same thing about Jeremy. He can run the zone read, and he can do all the running stuff that we need him to do too within our offense. So just each situation dictates different things. They give you something, they take away something, and the challenge of being really good on offense is being able to take what they give you and having an answer. and being able to execute that answer.
How much pressure does Nick being out there put on the defense? Because it seems like things changed a lot just because they fear just running the game, and they feel his running ability.
Yeah, I think a couple things happened. I think our line got stronger as the game went on. I think obviously when Nick's on the field, they were concerned about him probably on the edge and opened up some alleys for our run game. But he did a solid job, and even in the passing game, I think what we have a drop. I mean, he did a good job when he did throw it, and we have a lot of confidence in him.
Gus, you had 2 third and shorts that just didn't go your way.
Yeah, we didn't execute threes, and didn't go our way. I mean,
Well, I was going to say you had one missed block by CJ where we saw on the replay of the game, you were pretty upset.
Was I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was two of the things offensively that kind of stuck with me after the game is the third and shorts. Had a couple of breakdowns, but here's the thing about it, that they're both correctable. They did catch us on a stunt, a pretty good disguise of a stunt on the second one right there, but that's just a matter of our line coming together, getting used to work together, getting experience and all that. And we had some new guys in some new positions, and there's no doubt that we'll get those corrected. And but that was probably one of the sore spots, from my standpoint, the 2 third and shorts. But we'll get it corrected.
Robinson threes, he's knack for making those kind of flashy plays. Is that something that a player just has?
Yeah, he's an impact player. There's no doubt. Last year he made a lot of big plays for us, and he made a couple big plays. Not just the one he hit the quarterback, but he also caused a fumble. We didn't get it, but it was a very good angle he took and the way he finished the play.
Gus, this staff has done a really good job of making halftime adjustments. Can you kind of take us inside the locker room? What's that like? Is it calm? Is it chaotic at times? Or you guys seem to do a good job of working?
No, the goals will be very calm. We let our players, use the restroom, get watered up, get checked out, whatever, and our coaches have about a 6-7 minute span that, we talk through things, and offensive staff, defensive staff gets together, make our adjustments, go out there, and we have about a 6-minute window to get with our players and make the adjustments, and they go out there. A lot of time, our players deserve a lot of credit because coaches can have all the adjustments they want. The players have to go out there and execute the adjustments. So, I was very proud of our players on both sides.